Hey guys, what's up? It's the big meal with you. Um, this here is a video on the basics of how to run the 3-3-5 wide defense. That is pretty much the meta all the way across Madden. The first thing that you want to do is you want to be in the 4-6 defensive playbook. If you go to the store, it's 250 training. You go to alternate defensive playbooks, choose the 4-6 playbook. I believe it's one of the only playbooks in the game that has both the 3-3-5 normal and 3-3-5 wide defenses. The reason you want the 4-6 playbook is because you want the personnel from 3-3-5 normal, and you want the plays and the formation of 3-3-5 wide. The reason that we don't just go with 3-3-5 wide is you cannot have your let me show you. You cannot have safeties where your outside linebackers go if you come out in 3-3-5 wide. But if you go over to 3-3-5, click Y for substitution, or RB if you're still on current gen, and you want to take these guys out, I'll take him out. I'll put it in a safety. It doesn't matter what safeties. I just want better change of direction. I want them to animate when the ball is thrown at them. We'll put in Jock Johnson here. We put in Dean Marlowe in the other spot. So we have linebackers or safeties at our linebacker positions. This is the first step. The second step is to come over here into 3-5 wide, and you might want to write these down, but these are your 4 audibles that you need to have preset. So you go a nickel 3-3-5 wide, hit L2, cover 2 man. When we play man, we're gonna use Mike Blitz O. We're not gonna play cover 2 man. I don't play cover 2 man. Some people do mix it in. I don't. I'm gonna take this out, and I'm gonna change this one to cover 2 sync. I'm going to leave Mike Blitz O, the third one, Tampa 2. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to change this one to Mike Blitz 3. I'm going to change this one to cover 4 show 2. So it doesn't really matter what order you have these 4 audibles in, but these are the 4 audibles that you want. Cover 2 sync, Mike Blitz O, Mike Blitz 3, cover 4 show 2. So we're going to put the offense in curl flat, because it is a base play that a lot of Madden pros use and they preach to use through ebooks and everything else. So we're going to put the offense on curl flat. When you're in practice and you don't want them to hike the ball, just hold this button, the right trigger. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is hit audible, which is X. Hit left on your D-pad, get you to 3-3-5 wide, and we're going to start with Mike Blitz 3. If you guys do not know, the way that you guys do single adjustments is you activate it by, okay, so we know that right on the D-pad is D-line. Okay, there you go. It's D-line. Now, left on the D-pad is linebacker adjustments, right? Y is coverage adjustments, right? Okay, but if you hit Y twice, it brings up their icons, and then you can put single adjustments on whatever player you want, okay? So, with this play, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to hit D-line. We're going to move over. Okay? We're going to hit D-line, and we're going to crash out. Means slant outside. Okay? Now, what that does is it cancels out that yellow, that 3-rec that was on this defensive lineman. This is the first setup I'm going to teach you. This is the blitz. Okay? So you come and then you hit RB twice, and that makes you contain. What you want to do is you want to take your user and you want to put them right behind your D tackle like this. Make sure that your pass rush points are showing. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get one of the offensive linemen to recognize you as a blitzer and not pay any mind to one of these outside linebackers. They have 5 linemen. It looks like we're blitzing 6. We're only blitzing 5. But me being in the middle, the offensive linemen are gonna react like I am gonna blitz. Now let's watch. And the blitzer got around and just couldn't catch him. You're gonna audible, you're gonna hit left, and you're gonna go like that. D-line over, D-line crash out, contain, press and over the top, and then get in behind the defensive tackle, let go of the trigger, and let the play start. This is the base play for everything that I'm going to show you guys. Current gen, this play comes in a little bit hotter. So one more time and everything. There you go. That's your setup. This is the Mike 3 Blitz. And there you go. It got in. So the Mike 3 Blitz is going to be your basis for everything. Okay, so this is what it looks like stock. Okay, so you're going to hit D-line. You're going to move over. D-line crash out. You're going to hit this, press, hit it again, and over the top. And you want to bring this guy down here. Hit that twice so you contain, and you're ready. You want the offensive line to notice you for a second. You want the offensive line to notice you for a second to think that you're going to, so they think that you're going to blitz. So one more time. Audible over, hit LB, D-line over, D-line out. That's it. It's the setup. You don't want to let this center touch you, but you want to get close enough to where he thinks you're going to blitz. Just like that. And because it's current gen or next gen, it's hard for any blitz to come in. Like I said, this blitz works phenomenal on current gen. We'll see how it works next year, but this is just the basic setup. Now, the problem with this setup is this area over here. Remember, we have our seam flats or curl flats set to 25 yards, okay? So anything under 25 yards on each side is going to be open, okay? There's also going to be a lot of space in the middle of the field that is also open. So that's where the second setup comes in, and this is the double Mabel, also out of the Mike Blitz 3 setup. So it's going to be at the same play. There you go. Now the first thing you're going to do is hit D-line, crash out to cancel that 3 rec, okay? And then D-line over, right? And then you're going to hit right on the stick, X, put him in a hard flat, X, or right, hit A, put him in a hard flat, and there you go. There you have a double Mabel. Now what this does is this gives you the ability to protect against the flats from the running back and the tight end, but it's going to leave this entire area here inside for you to have to patrol yourself as the user. So let's let it go ahead and hike. One more time. Over, crash out. I'm going to press and play over. I'm going to put that linebacker like that. And there is your second setup. This is the double Mabel. This is for when guys are attacking your flats and you from cover 3 and you can't stop them. Now, let's let this play out. This isn't the best defense against curl flats. This is better against like people that are running a lot of drags, a lot of flats to their running backs. That's when you want to double Mabel somebody. See, there we go. I did it that fast. You still bring your linebacker down here. You want it to look the same. You want them to think that those guys are blitzing. You might have them throw the ball right to you on a hot read to your hard flat. And my 3-man rush was actually coming through. So this protects you from like the little hot reads, whatever. But you have now, what you're going to have to watch is this tight end on a seam flat right up, or on a seam, not a seam flat, on a seam route right up this way. That's going to be one of their hot routes. Or one of this receiver or this receiver on a slant is going to be their hot route. Those are the routes that you really have to watch when you double Mabel. Obviously, you don't have to be responsible for a whole lot outside this area right here. From here to here, down and around. This is pretty much the area you have to man when you double Mabel somebody. Now let's let the play go. Not a whole lot going on. I have the running back. It's my responsibility. He's going to chuck it and nothing. Now, what you could do. This is something else you could do. I'm going to go back. We're going to set it up like the double Mabel, okay? Looks good, right? Looks good, right? Now they've been sending the running back on an angle route a bunch of times, right? Well, one thing you can do to cover an angle route is put one of your linemen in a 3-rec, a bluff blitz. He's gonna bluff blitz and then he's gonna play a 3-rec. For some reason, a 3-rec from a D lineman will always cover your running back. So that would be right. A is the D end I'm going to put in there, and then bluff blitz is right on the right stick. Boom. Now we look. Now I have a 3-rec. Now I have help in the middle of the field, which is going to help me cover this running back. Now let's watch it play out. See how that D lineman covered that running back? Haha. Left me plenty of room to play in the middle of the field, and I just wasn't paying attention because I was trying to, give instruction, and that other receiver came down. So this is how I would play this, okay? Put him in a flat, there we go. Put him in the 3-rec, and this is how I would play. Now, I didn't cancel out. Sometimes you got to... Did you see I had 2 3-recs? That's because you have to cancel out. They're always going to put one of the D ends in a 3-rec. It depends on how the formation is and what side needs it. So because the left side is a strong side, the left D end is going to be the one that's in the 3-rec. The reason I don't want him in the 3-rec, I want the other side, is because that's the side that the running back's on. So once again, it's right, A, and then right on the left stick, and I put him in the 3-rec. So look now, this is the defense I play most of the time against trips. The 3-rec is going to take the running back away, okay? On the outside parts of the field, I have seam flats and hard flats. So really, what I have to watch is a crosser from the tight end or a crosser from one of these 2 slot receivers. So that's going to be my responsibility. So let's let him hike it. The D lineman takes the running back again, and there's nowhere to go, and the computer has to throw the ball away because they were under pressure. I only sent 2 guys. It's still getting home. And there it is again. This defense right here bags. This defense absolutely bags. It's not really, I wouldn't consider it advanced, but it's a little bit more than just your basic double Mabel. Adding that 3-rec gives you a lot of abilities to kind of just roam and be free and do what you want. Make sure I got it. There we go. Oops. And it's back every time. This is what I would do. Now I'm getting inside help from the D lineman on the running back. Okay, so again, if the tight end goes on a streak, that's me. If he goes on a crosser, that's me. I'm watching this guy here and the tight end, and that's really all I'm watching. I'm going to react to them. I know the D lineman is going to match up against the running back, and if the running back is not on a route, then the D lineman that's in the 3-rec will turn into a spy. Bag. Shit is bag. And the quarterback has to take off. There's absolutely nothing. There you go. So let me go through it one more time. You have the blitz setup, like so. Got to contain. There you go. There's one. That's your first setup out of this formation. Once again, you have no flat protection when you do that. That's why there's your next setup, which is your double Mabel setup. Back. And then a little bit more advanced, you got the double Mabel setup. And you add the 3-rec in there. And that shit is back. Oh, okay, it wasn't back. Oh, I had a linebacker and he's a little on the slow side. But pretty much, if I cover that a little bit better, let's do it one more time. I mean, he caught the ball, but it was for what, a 1 yard gain? Okay, so those are the first 3 setups that I have to show you guys out of this setup. I have one more, and then we're going to move on to another setup. This is what I call the idiot bagger. Like, if you ever have those guys that throw nothing but quick slants, quick tight end seams, quick flat routes, drags, and that's all they're running, this is the defense that you want to run. Same defense, you're going to audible. The first thing you're going to do is Y and play underneath. So that turns those purples into hard flats. Okay? I'm going to crash out so I cancel out that 3 rec. I'm going to put X on a vert hook, A on a vert hook. And then I'm going to put that DN on a 3 rec. Now this protects from any like really fast reads, them wanting to hit the flats on the running back, them wanting to hit the tight end on a seam, them wanting to hit a little fast slant route. This is perfect defense to play against fucking idiots and shitters. Back. Let's go over that one more time. This one is super easy. You're going to just audible to Mike Blitz 3, okay? You're going to play underneath. You're going to crash out so you cancel out that 3 rec. You want to make your own 3 rec. Put A in a vert hook. Oops. X in a vert hook. A in a vert hook. And then I'm going to put my D in a 3 rec like that. Just press and play over the top. And, well, I just press and there we go. Play is ready. Now, this is pretty much idiot-proof. Idiots will not be able to move the ball against this. I mean, that's a 4-yard gain. That vert hook actually should have played that a little bit better. Uh-oh. There we go. There's the setup. I'll let that other side have the 3 rec this time. I'm just going to show you what happens, why I would rather have it on the running back side. Well, he still played the running back. You see how bad that was? This is the idiot-proof defense right here. So you're going to play underneath, put both outside linebackers in vert hooks. I'm going to crash out to cancel whichever automatic 3 rec they gave you. Put that other guy in the 3 rec, and boom. You don't even have to have that 3 rec in the middle. To cancel out that 3 rec, all you got to do is hit defense, crash out, and it cancels it out. You can run it just like this. And then as you can see, you have a very small area in the middle that you have to take care of. Now, you might want to let 3 people rush the quarterback. That way you get them to make a hot read and perhaps throw to right to one of your vert hooks or to one of your hard flats. So let's let the play develop. Let's see what happens without the 3 rec. Now, see, without the 3 rec, I needed help in the middle. I thought he was going to throw to the crosser, and I went to cover the crosser. Now, I put one of my most athletic linebackers in that spot. Because this is always, for me, I always put my left end. It's always my left end in the 3 rec. Always, always, always. I don't never put my right end in the 3 rec. And the reason that is because my defensive tackle, Warren Sapp, and my right end, which is Montez Sweat, they both have pass rush abilities on them. So I want them always, always rushing the passer. Now, since my left defensive end doesn't always rush, I don't put pass rush abilities on him. So that I don't mind him being in a 3 rec and covering. So if I can make that Lawrence Taylor, Jadeveon Clowney, he's going to cover a whole lot better than whoever this guy is right here. I think it's Trent fucking, I forgot his name, Trent Murphy. Play starts. The D lineman. So if we have like a Jadeveon Clowney type, a Lawrence Taylor, a Montez Sweat, he's gonna play that 3 rec much better. Okay, so the Mike Blitz 3 is a major part of your 3-3-5 wide defense, and 60 to 75% of the time, that's going to be the formation you're out of. The way that you keep people off kilter and you keep them guessing and you make them uncomfortable is to change up your defense. So what I like to change it up to is man or cover 4. I also switch up to cover 2 zone, but not very often. And a lot of times that's just something that I use for a blitz, and I will explain that blitz, that setup, the last segment of this. The next segment is going to be the Mike Blitz O setup. So let's go. I'm going to put it, that's my Y audible, okay? I'm going to put X in a purple, A in a purple. I'm going to put A in a vert hook. This is my first setup, okay? I'm gonna let Hyde cover the running back. I might even bring Hyde down a little bit. Get back on my user, press, play over the top. Let her rotate her chip. Once again, I'll put X in a purple, A in a purple, put A in a vert hook up. Let's cancel that out. Oh, I might go in there. Wrong setup. Okay. This is the basic setup out of cover Mike Blitz O. He had nowhere to go with the ball. He's gonna throw it away. I know a lot of the times you're seeing me only send 2. You can send 5, 6, and get the same amount of pressure as you do with 2. I prefer to send 2, especially in current gen or next gen, because you just don't get shed so fast. You know, you'll see me send 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 sometimes, but most of the time it's either 2 or 3. So once again, let's get set up. Put X in a purple, A in a purple. Now this time, what I'll do is I'll put this defensive lineman in a 3 rec. Oops. This is supposed to be purples. Okay. I'll put the defensive lineman in a 3 rec instead of a vert hook like most guys do. Now, if you watch something like Drini, I watch Drini, he'll run this same exact play, but he has this defensive lineman in a vert hook. That vert hook looks like this, and it only covers this area. If you put that same guy in a 3 rec, now, what did he do when you put him in a 3 rec in the Mike Blitz 3? He played the running back. Okay, so what does that give us freedom to do? Well, now we can take this linebacker, who would be a safety in your setup in Mutt, and put him in a deep third, okay? Now, he's the deep third. You got curl flats. Everybody's manned up, and that 3 rec is going to watch the running back now. I take Hyde, I bring him down, and now let's run the play. A 2-yard gain. A 2-yard gain. And me knowing what play they're running, I could adjust. So we'll do this time. Put those guys in hard flats, okay? Put him in a middle third. There we go. We got the 3 rec to cover the running back. Where are they going now? Let's see. So if you're running in somebody who's throwing a lot of flats and stuff like that, then you're going to want a hard flat instead of purples. And you can see he just got a good route bounce. Maybe you want to put the guy on the running back side in a hard flat. The guy on the wide receiver side, put him in a curl flat. You got your 3 rec to cover your running back again. So you're going to put Y in a deep third, and you're going to bring Hyde down into the box, and you're going to user him. Back. The only thing he could do is run. The only thing he could do is run. So remember, this is the basic setup. Here. You can see that I don't use, the basic setup is like this. Then I take this and I turn this into a 3 rec. He watches the running back. That means I can take him and put him in a mid and then bring him down. And there we go. We have a defense. Now I know there's a drag. This guy's been throwing a lot of drags. Let's put that guy in a hard flat and run the play. And there's nowhere to go except run with the ball. All right. Curl flat. We'll put him in his bluff blitz. We'll spy him. There we go. Back. He didn't want to run because there was a spy. So what I would do against this is what I would do right here. Press, play over the top. I know I got to watch two things. I got to watch the running back, and I got to watch the quarterback throwing the ball. So I showed you the basic setup, and then I showed you the way I would run this because the running back is on that side. I would put him in the joint. I put like that. There you go. That's how I would run this defense. Yes, it's man, but there are also a lot of zones out there. It's gonna mix your opponent up. Definitely, it's gonna be like, what in the hell is he running? It was part zone, part man, part. There we go. We're even back in the computer. So we have the first two setups: the Mike Blitz 3 setup, the Mike Blitz 0 setup, and you guys are well on your way to being a better defensive player. Okay, so now our third setup is going to be the cover 4 setup. The cover 4 setup is probably the simplest of them all, but you do have to remember to turn your zone drops off. You have to have all 3 of your zone drops in the default position for cover 4 to actually for cover 4 to work properly. You need to have all of your zone drops in the default position. That way the match will work. The match principles do not work if you have any of your zone drops on. So let's say you have 2 of them on default and 1 is on 5 yards, then none of the match is going to work. You have to have all of your zone drops off. You might be like, well, I don't want to turn my zone drops off in between plays. It's worth it. It's worth it. Maybe it's okay. I'm going to give you 2 reasons why I would switch to cover 4. One is I'm playing a really good player and I'm trying to throw something else at him besides man and cover 3. Most good players can beat cover 3, cover 4, cover 2, cover 2 man. It doesn't matter what it is. Most good players can beat any kind of coverage. But if they can't recognize what it is and you keep changing the coverage up on them, they're never going to be able to get comfortable, because every time they go to the line, you have a different look. You're either sending 5, you're sending 2, you're sending 3, you're double mabling, you're in man with 2 purples, you're in man with 2 blues, you're in man with a purple, a blue, a yellow, a deep mid, keeping them guessing. So the first reason I would switch to cover 4 is because I was playing a good player and I wanted to give him a different look. The second reason I would is if I was inside the 20-25 yard line. Match is very hard to beat when you have a ceiling, the ceiling being the back of the end zone. I'm not really comfortable with playing a whole lot of cover 4 in the middle of the field, because there are some cover 4 beaters where a streak won't match, or they have this guy match onto out and then all of a sudden the streak is wide open. I'm not comfortable with calling a whole lot of cover 4 in the middle of the field. I will, however, call cover 4 at any time. I am not afraid, and I will mix it in. But if I call cover 4 in the middle of the field, I'm not going to leave cover 4 out there for more than 1 or 2 plays. Most of the time, it is just 1 play, just to keep in their mind that I am willing to call that cover 4. Okay, so I have cover 4 here. So the first thing you want to do is the strong side outside linebacker is always going to be the blitzer. So let me just restart the play. Okay, there we go. You see, so the strong side means whichever side there's more receivers on. So you can see the strong side is the left side, That's the outside linebacker that's in a blitz, okay? The first thing you want to do when you're going to play cover 4 is you want to take that guy and you want to put him in a vert hook, just like that, okay? Now you're still going to man the same guy. You want to press and play over the top, and that there is your cover 4 setup. Still going to move over to the side. We're going to crash out. That is your basic cover 4 setup. Let's let it go. And as you can see, everybody's going to match on somebody. There you go. He throws to the flat, and he's good for a couple yards. Everything matched. It all looked good. Once again, all you're going to do is put that guy in a vert hook, press, play over the top, and this is your basic slide your line to the tight end and crash out. This is your basic cover 4 setup. It's easy to set up, but do not fall in love with cover 4. It is very easy to beat when you're playing good players. Bad players will definitely struggle against this defense. Okay. Now, things that I would do with this defense is I'll do the same thing that I do with the other ones. Now that is your basic cover 4 setup. This is how I would play. Let's say I'm playing against trips, okay? I would press and play over the top, and I would once again put A in a 3 rec. Putting this guy in a 3 rec is going to save me from pretty much even having to look at number 25. Just not having to worry about the running back is a blessing in itself. I know I only have 2 guys, this one and this one, rushing the quarterback, but they're going to do a good enough job to get him to throw the ball away because everything is going to be covered. And I miss him because it's current gen or next gen. And I have, but everything, absolutely everything was bagged. And he just chucks it up. And I would have lurked it. Put this guy in a vert hook, put him in a 3 rec, boom, press, play over the top, and that's it, dude. This is my cover 4 setup, dude. This is it. This is a bag. This works really, really, really well in the red zone. Under pressure, got to throw it on the run. Throws a horrible pass. Now, one thing you guys always want to remember about cover 4 is the outside guys will always match up with the outside guys. So if you press him, this guy on the outside will match up with the tight end. This guy on the outside will match up with that outside receiver. The quarter flat will match up with this guy on the inside. Meaning, really the only guy you have to watch in this setup here, once you get this 3 rec here and this vert hook in, really the only guy you really have to watch is this number 10 in the slot. Now let's watch. And of course there's nowhere to go and he's going to just run the ball. So if that becomes a problem, because it will, because this is such a bag, put him in your vert hook. Put A in a spy, and there you go. He's still going to cover stuff in the passing game, but he's going to be more alert and ready to send when the running back actually takes off, or the quarterback actually takes off. As you can see, it's an absolute bag. He doesn't even try to run because he sees that there's a spy. There you go. Instead of the 3 rec, I'm putting him in a spy. That way I don't have to worry about this guy taking off. All I got to do is just bag him up, and he's going to have nowhere to go. He's going to chuck that up, and Trey White is there to make the play. Now you see Trey White is on the tight end is number 89. That's because he's the outside guy. I explained to you. Outside guy always matches the outside guy. You have to watch what the rest of the guys do, okay? Because basically, as your job in cover 4 is to take that user and cover whatever doesn't match. There's always going to be one route that doesn't match. Cover 4 is not perfect. There you go. Send that spy. Boom. He breaks that tackle. Boom. No gain. Absolutely no gain. There was nowhere to go. Let's do it one more time. I'll even change the play after this. I forget which play they're even in. Oh, they're in curl flat. I'll change the play and I'll show you cover 4 against. All right, let's go. And that's a 1 yard gain. Back. So the cover 4 is the third setup for you guys, and I have one more setup, and it is out of the cover 2 sink. I like to do is this, okay? So push my line over, okay? Linebacker, blitz all, okay? I put him down here, and I run out here, and I get this guy. And I bring him in. Now I'm sending 7. It looks like I'm gonna actually play back and try to intercept anything that he tries to make a hot read to. But we are sending 7 here. This is just a real quick cover 2 shell. It's got 2 soft squats on the outside, 2 deep safeties, and we're sending 6 here. But with me being here, and you see my pass rush points, they're gonna recognize me as a blitzer and hopefully let somebody in wide open. And you see he has absolutely no time and just has to chuck it away. This is pretty much the only setup I really use this for, is when I need a blitz all. There you go, there's the setup. I mean, he has no time. He's literally just chucking it. Because we're coming in so fast. So, hit over right, blitz all, over like that, yada yada, bring him in. Remember that you're leaving basically those 2 slot receivers unmanned. So those are going to be where you go immediately. You want to press and play over the top. And he has absolutely no time, and he's just got to chuck it. This is for when you really need some pressure. You definitely can't afford to give them any time. This works on 3rd and long, 4th and long, when you just don't want to give them all day to get a receiver open downfield. This is absolutely perfect. I don't use this blitz a whole lot because you can get burned. You can see, look at that blitz. It's just coming in. He's going to just chuck it. You have to have a really good user if you want to use this blitz a lot. You can use it a lot. You can abuse it because it comes in so well. This is probably the one blitz in next gen that comes in more times than it doesn't. A lot of the blitzes on next gen get picked up, the slow acceleration for the linebackers, yada yada, and there you go. He's got absolutely nowhere to go. That blitz is just coming in absolutely fucking screaming. I learned this blitz from my boy Tronic from BNG on current gen, and I used to raise absolute hell with this blitz in current gen, but it works really well in next gen too. You can see not a whole lot of places to go. Boom, throws the ball, throw out a sack. A lot of times, you as you guys know, those throw out of sacks will go right to you. Bring this guy in. So just remember, you want to get recognized by the offensive line and get right out here to cover these quick slants and ends. And boom, there he is. I wouldn't recommend running this cover 2 in anything else but this blitz because it just gets torched. You know what I mean? But there you go. There's the setup. This setup is actually really easy. All you're doing is pressing, playing over the top, sliding your line to the tight end side, crashing out, and then blitzing all your linebackers. It's not even hard to set up. Here comes that blitz. Boom. Got nowhere to go. Under pressure. Throws a horrible pass. Yada, yada. I will run that one more time. Boom. Oops. And there comes the blitzer. Freeze. Got to chuck it. Literally, this blitz comes in. It doesn't come in every time. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It doesn't come in every time, but it comes in more times than it doesn't. No game. Okay, now that I've given you guys 4 basic setups and then a little bit of advanced setups out of each one, I hope it helps. I hope it helps you guys win more games in Weekend League in the upcoming year. And while you have time before Madden 22 comes out, get into practice mode. Don't try to learn this stuff out on the field. That's not the way. You're going to try to learn it on the field. You're not going to have enough time to get your setups. You're not going to have enough time to make decisions, good decisions on what adjustments you should be making. Just go into practice mode. When you get it down in practice mode, I know it sounds corny, but take it to a solo battle. And every time there's a formation and you see the tight end, you're like, okay, this guy's probably going to be on a flat. Try to imagine where they're going to go. And then what zones you have to put where to stop them. This is just the way that I use this defense. This is definitely not a pro-style defense. You know, it's helped me immensely, and I just figured if it can help other people elevate their defensive game, then, you know, I'm more than glad to share it with you guys. I've been the Big Meal. Hope this all helps. Thank you very much for tuning in.